I mean, I'm still learning stuff from those Patriot days. I don't know if you guys have checked out Julian Edelman's podcast, Games with Names, man, but I am getting all the golden nuggets from the stories from him and Gronk and Edelman and the whole gang. But it's just it's been awesome to kind of hear it from their point of view, knowing that we all have been on the outskirts looking in, and it's just obviously, seen in the NFL. I think there's a certain mentality you got to bring every single year, and I would never compare I would never compare this team to that like organization, that dynasty, and everything. 'Cause I think we got something completely different here, but it's just been a beautiful comparison in terms of how much success we've had, I appreciate even just being in the conversations with teams like that, but I think that what we have here is unique, especially to ourselves.
Advice, I mean, you said you actually learned things from those discussions you were doing every day.
I mean, sometimes when you hear a story here and there, it just gives you reassurance that you're doing the right things, that you're in it for the right reasons. You can tell those guys love to play for each other, and that was the biggest thing that I took out of a lot of the stories that you hear, is that every single one of them remember those moments. They were there, they were present, they were around, enjoying every single day, going to work with the person next to them, and we got that same desire in this building.
Travis, a lot of the success, the changes for you this year in terms of celebrity status, the surge of interest in your personal life. How have you been able to manage that?
Buckle up, baby.
And still do great at your actual job.
I think I've juggled, the perception of my focus, and I think, kind of being aware of that. I never wanted to make the people on this team in the Kansas City Chiefs building feel like I wasn't focused on the task at hand, and that's winning football games. Knowing how much I love this game, and I love coming into work and everything. So being able to juggle that and make sure everybody realizes my focus is in the right area, especially when I'm in the building and there's no distractions. I think that's been the biggest point.
You kind of expected that? You thought you were projecting a little bit? Maybe people will question this about me as this starts to...
I mean, the media's going to run with it, man. So you just got to be able to, kind of control what you're giving everybody, and that's the biggest way you can kind of control what they're saying about you.
Travis,
As far as National Women's Day, I'm just curious, wearing this patch on your...
Yeah. I mean, it broke everybody's heart in Chiefs Kingdom when Norma passed, and we were fortunate enough to go and get the Lamar Hunt Trophy for her. And for this being the first Super Bowl she hasn't been to bring this one home for the Hunt family would mean the world. And such a powerful woman in sports, and definitely one to remember for sure.
Travis, a lot of the success that you and Patrick have had has been chemistry, instincts, feel, all that part of your game. Is there anything tangible that you can maybe bottle up to teach others, to kind of improve their games and chemistry with Patrick?
I would say just find a love for the game, man. Find a love for the grind and getting better, and finding love in accepting the challenges that come with that. I think this year more than any year, I think we've been challenged on putting points up on the board, and that never. The mentality in the building never changed, and that's where you see the growth and the incline of just keep getting better and better. Is that no matter what the challenge is in front of us, we're willing to accept that challenge and attack it head on. And I feel like when you just have a love for the game and you have that love and that want to gain knowledge for it, everything just kind of it takes off from there.
Travis, how has the mentality shifted for you in the playoff run? It hasn't been the easiest of goals for you to get to the Super Bowl compared to the ones you've been in the past. You've been underdogs in a couple games. You said you wanted the Super Bowl more than anyone you've had in the past. How's the mentality shifted for you in this challenge?
I just love this team, man. I love coming into work every single day with these guys, men and women, and it's just been an amazing journey up to this point. And when you go through some ups and downs with people, and you make it through the other side, it's a beautiful thing, man, and you just want it that much more for the person next to you, knowing how much work they put in, and it's just this year has been its own journey and had its own challenges, but I think it's really molded us into one of the best football teams I've ever been on.
When you say buckle up, you said buckle up.
Yeah.
That attention, does that give you energy? Does it drain energy in terms of?
Everybody's subject to their own opinion on everything, but I feel like it's only giving me energy, man. I'm very fortunate to be in the position I am in life and to have the amazing things going for me. And you know what? I'd be silly to find any negativity in what's going on in my life.
Travis, the emotions and anxiety or whatever the jitters might be for this game, are they different than the run-up with the playoff games? Are they all feel the same?
Ain't no jitters for me, baby. I'm excited for this one, man. I'm excited for the challenge. I know it's going to be our biggest challenge yet, and there's no doubt seeping in. We got a great football team, and we're going up against a great football team. It's going to be one for the ages. I'm just excited for it, man.
You don't find it difficult to manage emotions this week? They're the same as...
Oh yeah, I'm fired up, man. I'm ready to get this show on the road, put these pads on, and get this game rocking, man.
How does your love for this group of guys compare with the love you had for the group of guys on that 127 West Nixon?
Man, the 127 West Nixon crew that's a special crew right there. For those of you who don't know, it's the house that we lived in University of Cincinnati. Yeah, those guys are special to me, man. But I'll tell you what, man, this group right here, this group that we got right now is as special of a team that I've ever been on, man. And it's just it's been a blast getting to know and getting to grow with these guys.
Are you still, I don't know, brothers with Wolfie? That's
Oh yeah, Wolfie's listen, Wolfie would be my brother forever, man. Derek Wolf is my guy, man.
The story of Brock Purdy, we've all heard. I know you don't play against him. You're on the same side, so you're not on the field with him. But being Mr. Irrelevant, everyone I think in the league.
How can you
knows
not cheer for that, man? And he's the way he's done it. You know, the naysayers, how he's been able to fight through. Everybody saying what type of quarterback he is. You can't help but to root for the guy. I'm gonna bite my teeth during the game, but I mean, just who he is. I had him on the New Heights podcast of mine with my brother, and he was just a humble, good guy. And I mean, you could just tell that he's in it for the right reasons. So it's you can definitely cheer for him, but I'll be rooting against him on Sunday.
the inspiration of I don't know if you overcome it, but when you're picked last, you're not expected. There are low expectations. I mean, you were a much higher draft pick. There are higher expectations. For him to overcome that, does that inspire you?
I don't know if it inspires me, but it definitely gives me a lot of respect for the young man. I think everybody finds inspiration in their own life, but seeing him, go through what he had to go through and be where he is, you can appreciate that and respect the hell out of him. And like I said, you can cheer for him and want him to keep having that success. Just maybe not this Sunday.
What has made you such a successful performer in the playoffs?
I like to say I'm a product of my environment, man. I got an unbelievable head coach. I got a great coaching staff that puts me in the best positions possible, and then I got a great team and a great quarterback that play their tails off and work their tails off every single week to try and get everybody to have the success that we've had this year. And that being said, man, if you're not getting excited for the playoffs, man, there's something wrong with you, man. You're not human, So just getting excited for those big moments and just being accountable for the guys. That's the biggest thing. Man, I'm a big no rules kind of guy. So once the play breaks down, there's no rules. I could just kind of run wherever I want to. Pat's the best at finding guys no matter where they're at on the field at any point in the game or any point in the play. So having the understanding that the play's never over and anything can happen, and then on top of that, maybe no rules.
Travis, how's your mindset different this Sunday compared to when you shared the Super Bowl field with your brother last year?
Last year was a special year for us, and obviously if you've seen my brother's documentary, Kelce, you'll see a lot why, and it's because of how tight and how close we were. And I'd always wanted to be at the mountaintop with my brother, and it was always when I visualized it was always playing with him in the Super Bowl, but playing against him, meeting him there was one of the most special moments of my life, and I don't know if any moment will ever compare to being on top of the world with going against my brother like that.
What's the piece of motivation he's giving you for Sunday's game, now that you've got him in your corner?
Piece of motivation? Man, he fired me up after the AFC Championship game, telling me to go and get it and that we're the best in the game. And man, it's just having his support is all I need. It's seeing him at the game, seeing him get excited, that's everything. Because at the end of the day, we're both our biggest fans, and it's been that way since we were kids.
Was he more excited? Were you sure that game, or is that just him? The shirt off and all that. Was that top tier excitement, or is that just?
That's just Jason, man. I'm pretty sure if you know Jason from a personal level, that's not out of his character to do something like that. But I think the Bills fans got the best of him right there.
Travis, last year you wore a Kid Super to the Todd collab for the Super Bowl. What do you have planned for this game?
Man, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag quite yet, but Kid Super definitely had me laced last year. We'll see on Sunday what I end up coming up there dripped in, but you know me, I always like to be fun with it and have a look, prepared and everything. So we'll definitely see what happens, but I'm focused on the game right now.
Travis, you were very well known before this season, but what have you learned about fame this year? What have you learned from Taylor about fame?
That worldwide fame is a lot different than just being famous in Kansas City.
You're a very popular MVP bet right now. In fact, your odds have kind of plummeted over the last week. Tight ends usually don't win MVP or Super Bowl. Your odds are plummeting. What does that say to you?
If you want to bet, I don't know. I ain't got nothing. When it comes to the betting world, I'll leave it up to you guys.
Travis, what have you done in your career to be at your age at this stage?
Just still having the desire to go out there and compete at the highest level. That's been my biggest focus this year. I know it hasn't been as a successful year for me personally and us as an offense, but I know we can still find ways to win football games, and that challenge itself is all I need to keep living life and wanting to keep coming into this building. So it's definitely been a different year, but we've definitely found new ways to have fun and have success.
Travis,
Hey, what's going on? I've been fortunate, yeah. I haven't been dealing with too much of the knee injury since really week 2 or 3.
Travis, fun question. So fun question. For the fans of yours who want to copy your haircut, can you tell them what to ask specifically with the barber to ask?
Respectively, do not ask for the Travis Kelce because it's not that. But if you were to get a cut like mine, it's a 2.5 on top, high to mid fade with a taper in the back, baby. You already know. Yes, I remember. Yes, I appreciate it.
Lucky jersey, I got you your size.
You got me my size. Thank you very much.
And also,
I wear it with pride.
National team from Italy.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. She's always bringing gifts. I appreciate it.
Travis, as a guy who grew up with a bunch of sports, it almost felt like Christmas came along with the NBA World Series was baseball. Now the NFL's going to be competing again. We're playing Friday games in Brazil, Saturday games now. What have you just made of what the NFL's doing?
Man, I think they've done a great job of expanding the league. But with that, I think they've kind of taken note from the NBA side of things of getting the players out from under the face mask and into your living room, and really getting to understand players, understand who they are as people, what they stand for, and things like that, because that only attracts the crowds even more. And it's just been a beautiful thing to go over to Germany and play. If my brother ends up coming back, he'll be playing down in Brazil next year. And a guy like me that loves to travel, that loves to experience new cultures and new environments, going down to Mexico City last year, 2 years ago, it's just it's fun opportunities, man. And I can't thank the NFL enough for giving me those opportunities, or giving all of us the opportunity to just not only get ourselves out there more now than ever, but also get out there in front of these international fan bases. Like I said, I think it puts us in everyone's living room as a person instead of just a football player with a helmet on, and it gives people a better understanding of what we stand for as players and as people, and I just can't thank the NFL enough for realizing that and giving us those platforms.
When you look back over the last 10 years or so, and back to when you were doing reality TV and things like that, how much have you grown, or how have you grown as a person since then?
I've realized not to dive back into reality TV. I did that thing once, I don't want to do it again.
Are you a different guy now than back then?
Yeah, I feel like I've grown grown a lot, both on the field and off the field. Just maturing, making better decisions for my professional career, making better decisions on, maybe how I'm being perceived.
Travis was talking to Tom Melvin last night about the tight end group and just what that group is like camaraderie-wise. What has that group meant to you during this season?
Man, I'll tell you what, the tight end room is always a special room. We got unique individuals. Typically, everybody's found the tight end room. The tight end room finds you. You don't find the tight end room, and it brings us all in there. And the group we got right now is we enjoy coming into work every single day, bouncing ideas off of each other, making jokes about everything, really bringing just the juice that you need to have to grind through the 20-plus weeks that are a full football season. And this group's been special, and it's definitely been one of my favorite years for sure. I mean, you'll see something that happens on film or in practice, in game film, and you'll just kind of bounce ideas off of each other and see, if I would have ran it like this, would I have gotten open? If I would have made this kind of footwork, or if I would have anticipated them to shed the block late, whatever it is. It's just football talk that, and when you bounce ideas off of each other, you kind of find a common ground on how to get things done. I can't tell you the secret formula, man. I can't tell you the secret formula. We got a lot of guys focused on the task at hand, and it just takes an overall group for plays like that to really get going. I'm an old dog when it comes to stuff like that, man. If you want to put a chip on me, all right, man. I'm just gonna go out here and play football.
Travis asked this question to Coach Reed, and she laughed a little bit about it. Question from Germany, by the way. So there's been Republican conspiracies about you and Taylor Swift. That actually there's a secret to help you guys re-electing President Biden. What do you say about those?
I don't know anything about it.
Travis, considering you always bring the fits to games, what do you think about Taylor Swift rocking a vintage watch as a choker for the Grammys? What do you think about Taylor Swift rocking a vintage watch as a choker at the Grammys?
Oh, that was fresh. I like that. It's all about the accessories when you go to an award show like that. She killed it.
How is your style different when you dress for date nights versus games?
That's a great question. I don't know if I've ever actually put thought into that. I think games is like more of an event. So I'll get dressed for an event, and then the date night, depending on where you're going, it's just a pizzeria. You want to be comfortable. If it's movie night or something, you want to be comfortable. So it's not as flashy, I guess.
Travis, you were talking about Mexico, the experience you had over there. I just wanted to know the first three things that come to your mind when you hear the word Mexico.
Well, my experience down in Mexico playing in front of Mexico City was an amazing experience. The food is absolutely amazing. The fan bases down there are unbelievable. The energy they bring during the games were absolutely legendary. I'll remember that forever. And then I love tequila, so tequila.
And the second one, you were trending in Mexico yesterday because they saw you sign the Club America jersey, the Eagles. But people is wondering, what do you actually know about the club, or why do you support them?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I like the colors and I like the jersey off of Nike. But I realized when I went down to Mexico City and played down there that was their team, and I was playing in their stadium. So it was cool to, kind of have everything come together just naturally like that. So I don't know too much about the organization, but I knew, though, that they got my support for sure. Congratulations again.
Travis, is there anything that you draw from Taylor in terms of the preparation that a high level has to do to get ready to, whether it's play football, put on a concert, anything like that?
Well, she's as much of a professional as anybody I've ever met, and she just has a desire and a love for what she does. You can tell in how she creates things, how she kind of like strategically goes about her career. You can tell she loves every single bit of it. So I just take that and know that, when I come into the building every single day and I show everybody how much I love it by how I work, that's a lot, that's respected very much.
Do you find that there was more in common between the two of you that way than you might have thought before you met her?
I guess so, yeah. She's played in every stadium I've played in, that's for sure.
What's that? Favorite Usher song?
Oh, man, Usher, there's so many of them. You can't just pick one. It's like asking what your favorite movie is. just the whole Confessions album. That was my favorite album when I think I was in 8th grade. I was in middle school when that album came out, and it was one of the first CDs that I had ever got. And I put it on my iPad that had the scroll. Y'all don't. I'm too old for that.
These days to play multiple sports.
Steve, you know me, man. I'm all for everybody playing every sport possible. I played football, basketball, baseball, hockey, lacrosse, soccer. I had a tennis racket in the garage, waiting if I ever needed it. Playing roller hockey. Anything you can get out of the house and build chemistry with somebody. Whether it's a team aspect, whether it's competing at something, I'm all here for it, man. And I definitely take certain things from all the sports that I played growing up that have made me the player that I am today.
And folks in your hometown look up to you. What's it mean for you to be a homebred legend?
Woo! Cleveland Heights, Ohio, man. I got all the pride, man. I still love Cleveland Heights to this day for what that community was for me and still is for me. And the football team had an unbelievable year this year. Shout out to the Heights football, Heights High, baby. And it's just it's been beautiful to see the kids from that area look at me and Jason in a certain way as motivation, because I looked at guys growing up like that in the Heights area, and it's just everything that I do is because of the beautiful city of Cleveland Heights.
Travis, what makes Andy a Hall of Fame?
I mean, there's a lot of things. Obviously, the wins, the competitiveness, but I see it every single day. How his mentality and his ability to lead men in this industry. It's not easy to get a bunch of grown men to rally behind you, and you just got to be a special individual to do that. I think his ability to do that is at a Hall of Fame level.
Do you think he loves this game too much to walk away from it if he wins this Super Bowl?
I think he's got a lot of years left. Yeah.
So you'd be surprised if he.
Yeah. I'd be surprised as anybody else.
I'm a local guy, man. I work for the NBC here in Vegas, man. As far as the Super Bowl being here, the spectacle of it, so far, what have you thought of it?
I mean, that was the biggest opening ceremony I've ever been to. Vegas does the shows like nobody else in the world, man. So we're excited to be here. Obviously, Lake Las Vegas has been absolutely wonderful to us. The Raiders and everybody in the Raiders facility has been absolutely wonderful to us, and making sure that we feel at home. And it's just been very appreciative, and we're excited to get out here in front of this Vegas fan base and hopefully have a legendary game, one they can remember.
Is Andy different behind the scenes? Is Andy different behind the scenes than he is?
He doesn't switch it up, man. He knows one way, and that's being himself, and that's why we love him, man. And that goes along with being that leader. He never falls away from being himself. He's always going to be true to. He's always going to be real to who he is.
What is his motivational style? Would you say?
To challenge you. His motivation is to put a challenge right on the table, say this is what we got to do, this is what I need you to do, and how are you going to figure it out? And I'm challenging you to do that. That's motivation enough for me, baby.
One of your teammates says you guys don't want to disappoint him.
Yeah, we don't want to disappoint him. We don't want to, let him down in terms of what he's challenging the team to do and the expectations that we hold for ourselves, for sure.
And Travis, with your relationship with your big brother, with me and my brother are best friends as well. Just how does that impact you to see him be your biggest fan, showing up, taking his shirt off, in an opposing crowd?
We've been each other's biggest fans since we were kids, man. I remember banging on the glass when he was in middle school hockey, getting excited for a goal. It's been like that since we were kids. And obviously, I wish I had a camera on my entire family every time I scored it, because you just don't get to experience those moments. It's a pleasure, man. It's an absolute honor to go out there and represent my family and my friends and my community back home in Cleveland. And they've definitely made it so that me and my brother, we understand the grand scheme of things, and that family's always first, man.
And do you ever look at your relationship, the things that you and Pat have been able to do? You guys have the record now. Like, do you ever look at the tape and say, man, how are we this special?
No, because we put in the work. We know how we got to the point where we are in our careers, and we really don't spend too much time reminiscing, man. It's always about what's next, and that's kind of just been the mentality of the competitors that we are.
Travis.
I know it's like a motivation, the way he's been evolving year after year. Playing with you has been making you easier, but also motivating you in a bigger way, and especially in Super Bowl.
I mean, Isaiah Pacheco, if you can't watch that guy run and not gather motivation and energy, then there's something wrong with you, man. He every single day he brings the right mentality. You can tell he loves this game. He loves to be accountable for the ones next to him, and he'll do anything he can to find a way to win, and that's why we love him.
You rank that family support, Jason, Moms, Taylor?
Nah, I just put it in one group, man. My go-to pregame meal, either French toast, bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, I might sneak a waffle in or something like that and switch it up every now and then.
When you came out of college, you had a wild child reputation. Did Andy sit you down and explain to you what is expected?
More than once. He for sure did, and I love him for it. He helped me grow as a man, as an individual, both professionally and off the field. And it's just been fun growing in this offense and in this organization with him, and kind of being here from the jump.
What was the first thing you remember him telling you?
The first thing I actually remember him telling me once I got on the field or in the organization, and everything, is that he brought me into his office and he let me know that the sense of urgency to play was right now. I need you now. I need you to be focused. I need you to be a professional. I need you to grow up and be this guy that we think you can be. And that set the tone. Those challenges that I was just telling you, that kind of set the tone of like, all right, he sees greatness in it. If he sees that, I would be silly not to try and exceed those expectations, or at least meet those expectations that he has.
Travis, a rookie at your rookie season.
Going back. Travis, you've had an extremely successful career as tight end. What's your biggest motivation?
My biggest motivation, Cleveland Heights, Ohio, baby. I love the Heights to death. It's a melting pot of unbelievable people, cultures, and just a family atmosphere. And everything that I do is for the Heights.
What's going to be the biggest difference for you from last Super Bowl to this Super Bowl?
What's that?
What's going to be the biggest difference for you from last Super Bowl to this Super
Bowl? Last year I was going up against my brother Jason Kelce. This year I'm going up against my brother George Kittle.
Travis, what is the specific way that your family has impacted you this season?
I would say me and my brother, ever since we started doing this podcast, man, we get 2 to 3 hours every Tuesday to sit down and just be brothers and be family. And that kind of like pull away from what our realities are. We might be talking about our games, but at the end of the day, it feels like I'm going back to the dinner table in my home growing up in Cleveland, and kind of that recharge every single week is, and especially when the things aren't going your way and you're kind of going through some ups and downs at work. That time away from what reality is everything, man. So.
Last one, guys. Last one.
Prepare yourself this time, and to teach the younger players who haven't been on the stage yet.
Jimmy Johnson came in and had an unbelievable quote my first year in the Super Bowl, and it was, "Don't let this game be bigger than what it is." He mentioned, think about a 2x4 on the ground, and if you ask somebody to walk that 2x4, they'll just jump on it. And if you got any type of balance in this world, you'll be able to just walk it. You put it 20 feet in the air, all of a sudden, nobody feels as comfortable walking on that board. And all it is the same thing, just heightened up and put on the ceiling. It's just trying not to make this game bigger than what it is. At the end of the day, yeah, the lights are the brightest it's ever been. This game is going to be seen by more people than you've ever been on the field playing in front of, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful experience. So don't make it more than what it is, and at the same time, go out there and be happy and be prideful playing in front of who you can. Have a good one, guys.